And welcome, everyone. Welcome to Orlea Origins. For those of you who do not know, this is a origin story of the world of Orlea, which is a homebrew world that I created. But of course, in this particular campaign, the world is known as Prima. This is before Orlea existed. This is before the tales of Phase 1, before the shenanigans of Phase 2. And this is literally just us starting at the very beginning. We go several thousands of years into the past to explore this crazy new world. We're going to get into some introductions here real quick. I'm going to go around, let everybody kind of introduce who they are. Where we can find them. If you got any projects that are coming up, please share that with everybody. And I'm just going to go sort of in the order on the overlay here, and we're going to start with let's start with Lisa. So make sure you all unmute yourselves.
I did. I remembered.
Huzzah!
Hey, buddy. I'm Lisa, D&D Winterwolf on TikTok and Discord. I am so excited to be on my third Orlea project and playing with lots of good friends here and really excited. And what else did you want to know?
Tell us just sort of like where they can find you, like if you have any projects going on, things of that nature.
On Monday night, obviously Origins. On alternating Mondays, we're doing another Origins production called Wind Riders of Aria, which takes place, I believe, on a moon over Orlea. And then on alternating Fridays, I am in Kellen's, Celtic Werven King's wonderful Stargate campaign and having a blast doing that as well.
Okay. Excellent. Speaking of, we'll go to Kel right now.
Hey guys, I'm Kellen, also as a Celtic Wyvern King. You can find me on Twitch and TikTok for the most part. And as Lisa said, I do run a Stargate TTRPG actual play on my channel every other Friday. On Mondays, you'll be able to find me here for Orlea Origins, as well as opposite Mondays, also on Wind Riders of Aria. You can also find me on the other Fridays from my campaign. I'm also on the Dinner and a Game show as we're getting ready to start our Walking Dead campaign.
Very cool.
Yep, so trauma abound.
Excellent. Taryn.
Hello, everybody. I'm Taryn. You can find me on most social medias as Fluid Player. And while there aren't any projects exactly in the work yet, there will be some things coming soon. So look forward to that.
Okay. Christian.
Hey, everybody. Temporary Hit Points here. I am super excited to be here. Let's see, what was it? Projects and...
Yeah, just where they can find you, if you got anything new coming up.
Okay, so I think at the end of our last session, I promised to have my socials ready. I don't. But you can find me on the Clock app. You can find me on Insta under Temporary Hit Points. That's where I post a lot of my art stuff. And I am currently working on building a website so that way I can direct everyone to see the work. And undoubtedly, I'll be doodling and sketching things that happen as a result of our shenanigans here. So,
excellent. And of course, last but not least, Nick.
Evening, everybody. My name is Nick. You can find me on Twitch at NickSan73. You can also find me on TikTok at Professor Hexagon. I too am in Kellen's Stargate campaign. Sort of how I came about finding myself here, and really excited to delve into my character into this world.
Okay, cool. And of course, I am Will, or Halfling Wizard, and I am the Maestro of Chaos for this awesome group. Some of the folks that are with us were with us when we did Phase 2. That's basically everyone except for Nick. Nick is our newbie to Orlea. And this is I think going to be a fun introduction to the world. Of course, make sure you can see the banner down below that you can find us here every second and fourth Monday at 9:30 Central Standard Time. And then we do alternate, or I do alternate, another campaign on the first and third called Wind Riders of Orlea. More about that next Monday. All right, so let's get on into it, shall we, everybody? So, our story begins in a sleepy little hamlet called Mediterraneus. It is on a sort of almost an island between two rivers. It is a walled town. One thing about the Prima, early Orlea, is that there are no big cities. There are no cities. There are just villages and maybe a town like Mediterraneus, which is like a trading hub where you'll find a lot of people from all over the sort of the region that come here to trade goods for whatever they need. Like I said, it is walled because the landscape beyond the town is wild and dangerous. This is a very forested sort of world. There hasn't been a lot of development, and the fact that it's literally prehistoric. We have dragons everywhere. Dragons, for the most part, don't care about subspecies. So, like the humanoids that are kind of wandering around, they don't really care about them. They might eat one or two of them here and there just if they're hungry, but for the most part, they kind of leave them alone. You can see them sort of flying through the sky in the distance, that sort of thing. But yeah, so this is sort of, it's not necessarily what you would consider like a sort of frontier town, but it does kind of have that feel. We're just getting to the point where we have stone buildings, sort of more permanency. Most of the buildings in the town are wood, but there are a few, like the public house, the tavern and inn is a stone building. The sort of constabulary, where the constable is stone. Various other elements are stone in the town, but for the most part, it's pretty wooden. There are sentinels along the wall. There is one road that comes in and goes out, and there's a huge, massive sort of wooden logged gate that comes down and closes the town off that way. And then where the river runs, there's a stream that kind of bisects the town that joins the two rivers. At either end of that, there's sort of these large sort of logged sort of cage type doors that kind of that are slid down over the river so no one can get in through the river. There is a curfew in town, so when it starts to get dark, you'll hear the horns blow, and that is the indication that everyone needs to get inside the walls as night comes. So, at this point, it's about what we would say 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's a lot of hustle and bustle in the town, a lot of trading. You will notice that there are folks that don't live in Mediterraneus. They're from villages outside, maybe from another town down the road. But for the most part, they're pretty local. When we get into the middle of the town is sort of tiered almost. And at the center part, when you first come in the gate, there is a sort of market square where all of the people come and set up their booths and their stores, and they begin trading for the day. So I'm going to get my trusty die out real quick. Let's see who we're going to get introduced to first. Okay, so as the town is sort of doing its thing, People are coming and going. We see a sort of lone figure, sort of standing off to the side, observing. And I'm going to let Kel introduce his character to the world. Maybe.
I think he said something
Don't
about
know
he
if y'all can
lost
hear me, but I
audio.
don't have any audio from StreamYard. I only heard my name because I have the Twitch up.
Oh, I heard. Oh, I can hear everything on StreamYard.
Can y'all even hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you. I don't know why you can't hear us, but we hear you.
Okay, here. I want to refresh real quick. Let me see if that fixes it.
Okay, I can go on to someone else. We can go. Let me give me. Here we go. Let's go to. We're gonna go to Nick, as your character is walking across the street or across the marketplace. You want to introduce yourself to the world.
So, Varric stands at around 7'8" as a Goliath. Usually, he has a bald head with a single row of bone ridges down the middle of his head, like a mohawk. He has normal Goliath markings all over his body, lines going everywhere that indicate like parts of his tribe, parts of his fate. And he's always walking around with like a leather vest on with no shirt underneath of it. Just like shale skin, leather vest, and just both figuratively and literally looking down at people as he walks around.
Fair enough. One thing that he would probably notice is that there aren't a lot of Goliaths here. How long have you been in town for?
He's been here for about 6 months trying to earn a living as a gladiator fighter for entertainment, essentially going into fights, winning and or losing to get basic provisions. So he's covered in bruises, scars, little chunks of his skin missing. Shows him off proudly. He doesn't mind.
Okay. So in that time, you maybe have encountered maybe one or two other Goliaths. For the most part, Goliaths don't come to Mediterraneus. They stay up in the mountains. For the most part, and he would know this. He would know that his people trade with the elves on the other side more so than the humans and sort of other people on this side.
Of course.
But so he probably has seen one or two, but for the most part, yes, he's probably the tallest person in town, towering over everybody.
Yep.
So speaking of that, as you're walking and sort of towering above, you stumble into something that kind of hits you in the calf.
Okay.
When you look down, I'm going to let Christian introduce his character.
Hey, watch where you're going. You see a very small green goblin covered in like this green kind of fur with like large, really like puppy dog eyes and like these little like teeth that come out from the top of his lips. And he looks up at you and he's covered in like what looks like makeshift bone and hide armor. In fact, he has an actual cow skull is his armor. So his arms are sticking out the eye sockets and his legs are like sticking out the mouth. And the longhorns or the horns come up around the side and they kind of act like these like shoulders. And he's just kind of looking at you. And he goes, Mint usually says excuse me when he bumps into people. His name is Mint Orcanus, and he is a goblin. He's 2 feet 8 inches tall, and he swears that he's 3 feet tall. If you ask him, he will always tell you he's 3 feet tall.
Oh my god! Did you tell him about your fancy footwear?
Oh, I'm sorry, and I completely forgot. He's got these clogs style sandals that he fashioned out of the hooves of his most recent kill. So he's got these leather straps connecting them to his feet. So he literally has like these like sandals that are just hooves, and he's like walking around like cluck 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 cluck. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but
Oh my gosh! Yes.
he looks like he looks like this. I'll just have to post it later, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fun. It is super fun.
Come on.
It is super fun.
All right. Well, whatever. There you go. Picture like Grogu Yoda covered in like bones.
It is fantastic. It is worth it. Trust me. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen. This is one of those things I was telling him off camera or off live when we were talking that Kristen and I we're both educators, and I think we were having more fun today than we were working.
Yeah,
just,
100%.
Just working on this little piece of art, which is fantastic.
My boss is watching me. I was working the whole day.
Yep. Me too. Me too.
No, yeah, 100%. I was at one point. I was like, I got to get back to work.
I was like, yeah, me too, but I didn't. All right, so the two of you have encountered one another. So go for it. So this encounter has happened. What happens?
I feel the bump on my leg, and I assume it's like a small dog or some sort of small animal. I look down and see this little green person covered in skull. I just begin to chuckle. Like, what are you doing down there, little man?
Mint is always down here. And I'm not a man. I'm a goblin.
I've eaten poultry bigger than you.
I've hunted poultry as well. I recently caught a fat pheasant with my bare hands.
Varric's gonna kind of bend down at his like all the way down so he goes to eye level with him. And he just looks at him straight in the eye for a moment. I like poultry too.
We have something in common. You also have really nice bones. Are you going to need them when you're done with them?
Keep making me laugh. I'll promise them to you if I die.
I like you already.
So while this exchange is happening, Kel, we'll come back to you. You witness this exchange happening. So introduce us to your character.
Yeah. So Kieran is just leaning, on the side of the road, essentially just leaning up against the wall. He's not really wearing anything that would make him stick out just because he travels a lot from town to town being a bard. But he stands about 6 foot, 6'1", black hair, shoulder length. He's got one eye that is, about almost like a brownish gold. The other one has hints of red to it. And again, he's got his loot strung as his bag and his bags and everything. He's just looking this because you might as well say you don't see a Goliath often. Mm-hmm. And I especially bet you don't see a Goliath and a goblin arguing often. So Kieran's just watching as much as he can of this and be like, there's gonna be some great material in the next village.
I can see him already writing a song about it.
Oh, this is probably more of a stand-up routine. That's a song for this one.
That's fair. That's fair.
Now, if they end up fighting, that would be a song.
There you go. All right. So, as you're witnessing this goblin and this Goliath, at opposite ends of the spectrum, they're sort of conversing, and you see the Goliath sort of bend down, and they're even bent down. They're not face to face. It's sort of like he's still looking down at him. And as this exchange is happening, why don't Lisa introduce us to her character, who is also sort of watching this sort of exchange, but from sort of way off and behind, like a wagon.
Unmute. Okay. Kind of hard to miss. So Willow is an Eladrin. She is 5'4", about 110 pounds. She's kind of wiry but tough. Black hair, green eyes, pale skin. Dressed in leather armor. Obviously used to being outdoors. And she's literally she was kind of sitting, leaning against the backside of this wagon. She's been in town waiting to get some new armor made, but she heard the exchange, so now she's just kind of peeking out around and looking into, and that literally makes her stand up so she can get a better view. I don't know that she's ever seen a Goliath or a goblin, so this is like, wow.
Okay. Yeah, probably has not seen either of these. It's like, probably there's a lot in this town to everybody that's probably foreign to all of you, because this is probably one of the only places that you will see so much diversity in one location. So yeah, so it's like hustle bustle. So as the Goliath and the goblin are chit-chatting, people are sort of like trying to scoot around you and excuse me, can we get by? It's like, so you guys are sort of like right in the middle of foot traffic. So what do you do? Don't forget to unmute yourself.
Are you hungry, little one?
Mint is always hungry.
Varric reaches into his satchel that he has. And he pulls out a small piece of jerky and hands it to him.
You see, like, Mint's eyes fucking go, like, why his pupils dilate. He's just like a dog, just looking at his eye. He's keenly just looking at the jerky. Yeah, and his head follows it. It's just like that. He's not losing it. He's not losing it at all.
That is funny. It's like
you make me laugh. Here, and I toss it to him.
So he just like jumps up, like his teethy mouth opens up and just like catches it, and then he just begins to chow down. And Mint, thanks you. 1 second. And he like starts rummaging inside of his skull. He sticks his hand inside the skull and starts digging through a pouch. And he pulls out like a tiny object, and he like extends his hand up. And it's a small squirrel skull that's been fashioned into a makeshift like small pouch. Like you can open up the skull, and there's like a leather that like closes, but it's connected to this squirrel skull. You can put your things inside of it.
Kind of like picks it up with the tips of his fingers. It's like, thank you. Not sure what to make of it. Just goes right into the satchel. Stands up.
Oh my goodness. So as this is all going, you'll all hear like a bell ringing, like someone's ringing some kind of like gong, like a wooden gong, sort of like a hollow gong, 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 like a drum almost. As you hear a crier begin to call out, basically like dinner specials. One of them is, drink until you're hungry. The more you drink, the cheaper your food. Things of that nature. And this is coming from the one sort of tavern inn in the town, which is called the Charming Crow. And I'm going to let Karen describe the Charming Crow to us.
All right. The Charming Crow is it's not large by any means, but it's also the only tavern that really gets business around here. So there's not much else to compare it to. It's got this the exterior is very just, I mean, how you would imagine a very older looking just wood with cracks and holes. Like he's trying to keep up with it as best as he can, but you can only do so much. And it's got this darker wood exterior, and the symbol. There's a crow that's got a little a top hat, and he's got a little bow tie on too.
Nice. Okay, so who's ringing the bell? Like,
I probably wouldn't be him. It would probably be one
not
of
bell,
his
the drum.
yeah, probably be one of his servers that he has to help run the
Okay.
establishment during the dinner rush.
Male, female, androgynous.
Male, probably younger. I would say probably younger elf variety.
Okay.
Just blonde hair, blue eyes. Looks like he might be early teens. Just like this is his first job kind of thing.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you guys hear this drum beating, and you hear the crier calling out these dinner specials. What do you guys do? Yeah, it's about 3, 4. Let's say it's getting closer to like 4 o'clock, so it's getting pretty close to dinner. But
What was one of the specials again?
literally, it's the more drinks you buy, the cheaper your food is.
Okay. Yeah. Kieran's going
Drinking, and then the other one's drink until you're hungry.
Yeah, Kieran's gonna go in and sit right at the bar and start drinking.
So Kieran, you walk into the bar, and Taryn, you want to introduce your character to us as the proprietor of this establishment?
Behind the bar, you see a 6'2", fairly lanky, but still looks like he's got some meat on his bones, gentleman. He's fairly pale skinned with these super dark brown, almost black looking eyes. He has a few blemishes in his face. He looks like he's sweating. He's got his hair slicked back, except for some of the parts up front from when he's sweating. They're just starting to stick up. And he's got this man bun of this just super raven black hair that's got this gloss to it because he slicks it back with something. And he looks like he's wearing a vest over a button-up shirt. He looks like he's struggling to not sweat through the button-up shirt for sure.
What good question though. What is the climate like here?
The climate here is temperate. It's sort of comfortable for the most part. It's not too cold, not too hot. If because of where it falls, sort of in between these two rivers that come out of the mountains, the water is really cool, so it produces sort of cool breeze as it rushes by, and it's not necessarily like a lot of cloud cover here, but it is not a lot of the sun is not really like beating down on this place. It was so whoever established Mediterraneus like knew what they were doing. So, all right. So, Kieran, you go into the bar or the tavern, and what do you order?
I was like, I'm gonna just walk up and a lager, if that's even a thing in Orlea at this point.
Well, not in Orlea, but it might be in Prima.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, I mean, in Prima,
I don't know.
like,
Belnor, what do you offer in this establishment of yours?
Well, they're mostly known for their whiskeys. They make their own whiskey in-house. But they import mead, your like your beers, your wines. But if you're coming to this tavern and seeking it out, you're coming for the whiskey. They're most well known for a blackberry flavored whiskey.
Now I want that.
That sounds really
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, Kira's gonna go for the whiskey then.
Con checks coming.
I should be okay with that as long as the digital dice don't.
So how?
That's roll.
Okay, so let's ask, how big of a whiskey do you order?
Because it's still like you said, it's about 3 or 4 in the evening, right?
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, so it's probably just gonna be like a shot or like maybe like just 2 fingerful in a cup in a glass. Essentially, it's not gonna be anything crazy.
They
Okay. Okay.
He's a bar. not a
So
party.
are we like? I mean, are you wanting like a single, a double, triple?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Start off with a single.
A single. Okay. So
Yeah.
single. All right. So
Yeah, we're gonna start slow. We're gonna drag this out.
is this so Bellinor? Is this a dark whiskey? Is it like dark or is it a
yeah,
light whiskey?
it's a super.
Dark.
The blackberry
Oh.
whiskey is a super dark, like rich. Yeah.
Is it a sipping
Yeah.
whiskey or do you shoot it?
Oh, it's a sipping whiskey. It's a sit back and enjoy it. Yep.
All right. So as you ask for this whiskey, this blackberry whiskey, and it's served to you in a charred wooden cup, and he pours it in and slides it over to you.
The charred wooden cup also adds to the flavor, by the way.
Oh
It
yeah,
does.
as
That's
soon as
why-
Will said that, I was like, ooh. Especially for a sipping whiskey. If it was a shooter, it'll have a little bit more sipping. That would really help just add some flavor to it.
Yep.
Yeah, but I want to catch it and just bring it up, just like swirl it in, sniff it, just because especially with blackberry whiskey. Come on, you gotta smell it, man. You gotta get that, get all the senses involved. And just go ahead and start drinking it, and just raise it up to Taryn, or to how do you pronounce your character's name again, Taryn?
Bellinor.
Bellinor. To Bellinor, just kind of nod, same thing as Milo saying.
He'll nod back, showing brief recognition, but also he's got to keep brewing alcohol. It's almost dinner time, so he's moving. Making drinks.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's like zipping around there.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you're sipping your whiskey. All right.
Mhm.
How about everybody else? Where are you guys going to end up? Where are y'all going? So-
Varric's gonna look down at Mint when he hears the crier and say, "How about this? I'll take care of the drink and you take care of the eating.
I can eat plenty.
I can drink plenty."
Deal.
A partnership made in hell.
Never am I going to be able to hear these two talk to each other and not laugh. It is never going to happen.
Yeah, when I was asking my wife, I was like, "Hey, so what do you think about this voice or this voice?" She's like, "Yeah, but how long can you keep it up?" I was like, "I'll die on this hill."
I'm loving it. I'm already loving the combo between you
I do
two.
too. This is great. All right. So you guys go into the tavern.
Yeah,
Gonna
All right.
Yeah,
duck
so
down.
he's gonna follow.
you
Vera.
duck down. Okay. Speaking of Bellinor, are we looking at? Is it like saloon doors or is it like an actual full length door? What do you got going on here?
He definitely. It looks like they were just put in full length doors. Like he's just been upgrading and trying to continue to remodel the.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is a swanky establishment.
I mean, when it's
Yeah,
all
I
you
know.
got, it's all you got.
I gotcha.
I say, why think Kieran's here? You think Kieran would go to like a rundown dive bar?
Fair. All right. So you guys walk into the bar, and what do? You get a table? Do you go to the bar? What do you do?
look around for a table that would accommodate my size, and I think just eventually I ended up crouching next to one just because I'm afraid I'm going to break all the chairs.
Fair enough. So, all right. So you
You
guys
see
sit at a
Mint
table.
like jump up onto a chair and like kick his legs as he gets up.
Does Mint need a booster seat? Do we have to get a booster seat?
He's kind of like standing on the chair more than sitting, but
Does the Charming Crow have booster seats?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hi,
if I ever
welcome
thought
to the
about
Charming
that.
Crow. Oh, would you like a booster seat for your child?
Some crayons, a playmat.
Yeah, exactly. Here you go. Enjoy. All right. So you guys are sitting at a table or standing at a table and crouching at a table. And the waiter comes over and asks, what can I get you?
Mead. Meat for the little one.
Okay. Any particular type of meat or?
I turned to look at Mint.
We have lamb and beef, and we've got various others. We got deer.
Yes.
And...
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So one meat platter. Okay. Would you like any
meat and mead?
Would you like any
Meat.
cheeses with that, or do you just meat? We also have vegetables and fruit.
Vegetables. What Mint is unfamiliar with this word. Vegetables.
Mead and meat.
Got it.
That's it.
And
Meat and meat.
Okay. And the waiter will say, "All right, you'll write down," and he'll walk away. It's shaking his head like it's gonna be one of those nights. It's gonna be one of those nights. All right, so we've got we've got Varric and Mint at the table. We've got Kieran at the bar. Speaking of Kieran at the bar, go ahead and do that con save for me.
The dice do not favor me. That's a 7.
Okay, so it's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's you take your probably had 2 or 3 sips, and it's like this is probably the strongest whiskey that you've had in a while. It's like it's very delicious. It's smooth, and you can just taste that hint of the berries, and of course the char in the cup really sort of adds that smoky flavor to it, and it's gotten your body to sort of, you're relaxed. It's not getting you, you're not drunk by any means. It's just like, wow, this is like, it relaxes you. It's almost like it has just flushed through your system and just relaxed all your muscles, and you're just chilling.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So Willow, being outside, you see this tall man and the little goblin guy go inside into the tavern. What do you do?
I'm going to follow at a distance. I'm curious about them.
Okay. Yeah. Probably out of everybody in the town, they're probably the 2 most unusual to you. You can roll me a history check real quick, and or a nature check. I'll let you do either one. Nature will probably be good because you're a druid. So, yeah.
You said nature or history?
Yeah, history or nature. Your choice.
As people are passing by
11.
Okay, what was that?
Oh, as
11.
people are passing by with food, he's going to be like anxiously gnawing on just a small bone. He's like,
okay. 11. No, you're not afraid of them by any means. It's not like, oh my god, I've never seen that before in my life. It's sort of like it is more intrigue. It's like, ooh, I've never seen that before. I'm about them. So Okay, so she'll kind of slip in. Are you going to try to slip into the tavern sort of stealthily, or are you just going to walk in like a normal person?
I'm gonna walk in normally, but not really make eye contact. I'm looking for like a back table.
Okay. Yeah, you'll be able to find there's several places in the back that you can literally sort of like sit in the shadow.
Mhm.
And nobody would pay attention. Well, not necessarily not pay attention to you, but you wouldn't be obvious to someone if they weren't looking for you. So, okay, so you make your way back. As you do, a waiter will approach, waitress will approach, and she'll ask if you would like anything. She can get you anything from the bar or the kitchen.
What kind of wine? I'm assuming I've been here before. I've been here for 5
Yeah,
days.
you've probably everyone here has been here at least once. So, Bellinor, what kind of wines do you have?
You're muted,
You're
darling.
muted.
It's probably easier to ask what kind of wines we don't have, honestly.
Do you have like a strawberry wine?
Maybe not exactly, but we could try to give you a like flavor it. We've got some like strawberries that we could try to like freshly squeeze into a something to try to mix it together.
Squeeze a strawberry.
They gotta do whatever they can. If somebody asks for something, they make it.
I love that. I'm going to freshly squeeze this strawberry and
Let me try it. And then fruit and cheese platter.
Okay. She writes it down. She says it'll be right.
But I want to sit close enough where I can overhear, not eavesdropping, but
over here.
They happen to be talking loudly. I want to listen to them.
I'm assuming, and this is just me, I'm assuming that Varric has one level of volume for the most part.
Yeah. Mint talks very loudly.
I was going to say, I think Mint is extremely loud. So I don't think you'll have a problem. We'll do a perception, and we'll do perception checks, but I don't think you're going to have a problem hearing them at all. All right, so we're back at the bar. So Kieran, you have finished your whiskey, your single sort of there. So what are you gonna do now? You're feeling pretty good. You're feeling really good. You don't feel drunk. You don't feel tipsy. You just feel good.
Oh, since it's gonna raise a glass up and just signal for another one.
Okay. Same one, or you want to try something new?
Same one for the next one.
Okay. Single shot again.
No, this one will be a double.
Ooh, double. Very nice. All right. So double it goes. So he calls Bellinor. He calls you over.
He comes over in a hustle, like sweat starting to drip from his face as he's running. I mean, when I say he's running between a bar, his bar is probably the entire length of the back wall because people just come and sit at this tavern to drink whiskey all night long.
Yeah.
So he is running from end to end, just pouring glasses of whiskey, just making drinks as people ask for him. He is working his tail end off. And he comes over with sweat dripping, and he looks at you, and he looks at the cup, and he thinks for a second, and he just points at his head and he says, "I'll be right back. I'm going to get you something a little special this time." And he walks into the back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So then, Varric and Mint, the waiter comes with your mead, and seeing that you are a Goliath, they're going to bring you a huge mug. This thing is massive, and they just put it down in front of you. And then another person is coming out because it takes one person to carry this huge mug. And then another person is coming out with a meat platter and just sets it on the table. And it is various meats. They're still on the bone. So, yay for Mint. So, yeah. Literally like chicken and beef and pork and, lamb, all kinds of stuff just piled up on this sort of massive plate. At the same time, the waitress will bring your freshly squeezed strawberry wine and your fruit and cheese platter. And we'll set it down in front of you. Go enjoy your meal. And
Mint's gonna ask as they drop it off. Mint wonders if you could bring some of the foamy liquid.
Okay.
Mead.
So a mead. So he's pointing at what your companion has, or
I take my mug and hand it to him. It's like, bring me something bigger.
okay. So the
Kind
waiter,
of
the waiter will go and try to find you something larger.
Appreciate it.
So the waiter comes up to the bar and whispers into Velinor's ear about the Goliath at table 12, and that he wants something bigger than the big mug that they took him. So what do you wanting to please your customers, what do you give to this Goliath that's bigger than this massive stein that they've taken out there?
He is going, when he's in the back pouring the special drink for his friend, he's going to take one of his barrels, like he's just got one of these barrels that he's got. He's going to cut the top of it off.
Okay.
I'm sure she's got some sort of tool back there. And he's going to bring it out and just hand it and just be like, pour it at the table.
Such service.
Here is a keg for you. It's like okay, so they bring out this barrel that has had the top sort of removed from it. They sit it on the table, and it's like a full-on like whiskey barrel size barrel. I mean, it's a huge thing. It took like 3 of them to carry it out there to put it on the table.
I turned to Balinor. I'm assuming did you come out with it, or did you just send people to take it out?
I mean, he sent people, but he definitely was watching to make sure that they didn't like trip and fall underneath of it and die.
So you could see Balinor at the bar. That's like for sure.
There's that one volume. Appreciated.
He'll nod and say, anytime.
Okay. All right. So you've brought out your special drink.
Yeah, the special drink is he's been experimenting with a few things. He's got a cinnamon that he's going to put in it. And he has some nuts, a nut and cinnamon mix whiskey. And he's going to give you a single because this is a very experimental drink and he hasn't given it to anybody else before. He's going to try that. Just tell me how you think of it.
So
what do you give it to him in? Like, is this like a shot, or is this like a tumbler, or are you giving him like a single? Like, here's a single, or are you like, oh, here, let me give you a taste? It's like, what
it is
giving?
It's in what they would have as a shot glass. Like, it's meant to be shot.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so it'd be like a little wooden cup.
Yeah.
Again, it's been sort of charred. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Now, did Balinor set this down, or is he holding it out for Kieran?
He's holding it out to you because he's going to sit here and watch you drink it.
Yeah. No, I get that. I didn't know if it. So I can. So I'm going to reach out, grab it from you, and just go. Sláinte, and then just tap on the bar and shoot it back. I was like, if I can remember the Irish phrase, I would have to, my ancestors would kill me.
Sláinte?
Yeah. That's like brain fart.
It's okay. Okay, so you toss it back?
Yep.
All right, roll me a Constitution saving throw. with disadvantage because you've already had the blackberry.
Camera's being stupid. There we go.
A 3.
It would have been a 14.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, so
So
this is like a kick in the teeth, but I'm gonna let Bellinor describe to us what this is gonna do to you.
Oh God. Okay.
And let me say, I would love for you guys, when I give you these opportunities, I would love for you to get as creative as possible. Enjoy yourselves.
So when I said it's experimental, I mean this is the first time this has ever been drank by anyone. He hasn't even drank it himself. So it is very, very, very strong. There is definitely way too much cinnamon in it. And it feels like the back of your throat is burning right now. Like just set ablaze.
Okay, so you shoot it.
Yeah.
So when he first shoots it, is it instantaneous hit, or is it like it goes and it lays there for a second? And
Yeah,
then
it's like
kicks
as
in?
it hits the back of your throat, as it goes down your throat, you start to feel like the just flame just creep down your throat.
All right, so it's instant.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so as soon as I shot that back, and not even before I even get the wooden shot glass away from my mouth, you see her as this is like exaggerated wheeze comes out of it. He's just coughing due to all the cinnamon. like at this point, Kira's like bit over the bar, just coughing his lungs out.
Is anyone familiar with the cinnamon broomsticks?
Oh, I love those things.
Wait, with the what?
That's I imagine that in the shot. Like that's that.
Yeah, that's
The one you smell at the store the moment you walk in the front door during Christmas.
a
Yes.
liquid cinnamon broomstick.
Oh man.
I don't think I've never heard of those, so that's news to me.
Oh wow, really?
Remember, I'm 27. I'm not. There's some things I
Well, it's
still
okay.
haven't seen.
They're everywhere down here in the South. My God, they're everywhere, especially in Texas.
Apparently not in my part of the South.
Okay, but I'm talking about, like our part of the South, which is like way over here.
Yeah.
All I know is you can find them in every Hobby Lobby, Home Depot.
Yeah.
And
It's like
Lowe's.
everyone's gonna mail you a cinnamon broomstick now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Bellinor, I need you to roll me a D6, please. Oh, we lost Terran, it looks like.
Yeah, about to say, I think.
He shall be back. It's all right.
All right.
So I'll have him roll that when he gets back.
My tech issue went to Terran.
How dare you? So yeah. So let's go over. We'll go back to Varric and Mint real quick. So you guys are enjoying your beverages, your barrel, your stein, and your plate of meat. Mint, please, for the audience, describe Mint's eating habits.
So he is full on eating and speaking at the same time and drinking. And he's just like, this establishment makes me really appreciate the craft breweries. It's really great to see all these creative elements added into the brews. It makes me wonder if one day the industrialized brew will ever be just tarnished, watered down even, because of so much production. But alas, here we are. What do you think, Varrock?
The entire time you were talking, I just had one hand on either side of the barrel, just Loudest burp in the world. Go.
Love it.
What?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, please?
It feels really good. Mint likes it a lot. And he's going to take a big drink. And he's going to just like slam the... I don't know how big this thing is because they brought what they thought was...
It's like a... I mean, it's a good, like... It's like a 2 foot tall. I mean, it's as big as you are.
He's going to like half of his body in, like his little legs are going to be kicking out. And you're going to see like the level of the drink just... near. And then he's going to stick his head back out, and then I'll roll. But he's going to be like, Mint really likes you, Varrock. You're a good one.
You're going to roll
You
me a
too,
con save.
little one.
Let's see how drunk this little goblin is getting. Roll it with disadvantage because he is literally 2 feet tall. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 feet tall.
I can just imagine Mint like just dangling the horns from the skull or what's keeping him from falling in.
Okay, with disadvantage, it's a 17.
Okay, so Mint's able to hold his liquor. He's like a champ. It's like, I mean, I can't imagine that we'll ever see him with like meat sweats and things. I think he just like metabolizes it so fast.
It's like a hummingbird.
Yeah. I mean, he just like eats and drinks, and it just like burns off so constantly. Okay, so let's go to the dark corner where Willow is hanging out. And what she's observing all of this going on. You see Kieran at the bar, and then you see, Varrock and Mint at their table, and of course you notice Mint's atrocious eating habits. And of course, Varrock's impeccable manners, that sort of thing. So what is Willow's observation here as she's like picking at her fruit and cheese and freshly squeezed strawberry wine? Oh, that sounds so southern. It's like, you have your Boone's Hill, for those of you out there that remember Boone's Hill. Strawberry wine. You're muted.
How does this strawberry wine taste?
I'm gonna say probably pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, it seems that you are probably very amazed that they were able to freshly squeeze strawberries into wine, knowing that probably your experience with strawberries, when you squeeze them, they get mushy and weird. So for them to have literally freshly squeezed strawberries into wine is pretty impressive. And it's pretty good, actually. It's not too bad.
Okay. This is like dinner and a show. I'm like thoroughly enthralled with this whole everything.
Okay. Cool.
I am very relaxed, enjoying myself. Yep. Like popcorn.
Almost like popcorn.
Pieces of
Yeah.
cheese,
Like,
wow,
this is amazing.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So back to Kieran real quick. So when that thing punches you in the teeth, you take 1 point of force damage from it. And you stand up. Now I need you to do a Constitution saving throw for me.
That's a 14.
Okay, you stand up, and you're just like, if smoke could come from your mouth, it would. Just sort of like, oh. And you feel really good, actually. You don't feel bad. You don't. It's like, wow. It's like, that's got a kick to it.
Yeah, I'm kind of imagining it now that I thought about it. It's kind of like the scene from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
That's kind of how the kick was.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So you get up, or you kind of come back to reality, and Bellinor's standing there looking at you. What do you say? I mean,
yeah.
Or Bellinor, what do you say?
I'll look at you as you stand up and just be like, so how was it? Was it good?
It's like a bit of a kick. As I'm still coughing a little bit. But yeah,
Cinnamon flies
good.
out.
Yeah. Yeah, like a little puff,
Wow,
out of cinnamon.
A bit of a kick in what way? As you mean a too much alcohol? Too much what?
Too much alcohol.
Depends on what you
I don't
put
think
in
it's
here.
I don't think the answer is ever too much alcohol.
No, but as I'm still coughing, I was going to go like, depends on what you put in here.
I mean, it's mostly cinnamon. We put some smaller nuts in there to hopefully draw back from just the cinnamon flavor.
How much cinnamon?
Probably about half a cup of shots worth.
Wait, you say a couple
wrap.
shots worth or half a shot's worth? You said
Half
both
a
there.
shot's
Which
worth.
one?
Like half the shot was like
With
cinnamon.
cinnamon.
Oh my god.
Okay. Hearing this goes, what?
I
Like,
think
facial
I found
expression
your
wise.
problem.
So like, okay, I'm going to give you a little hint here. Less is more.
Right. I've never really used cinnamon much before. I guess that something is good to learn there.
Yeah, but everything else, okay.
Right. Thank you for your feedback.
Shot of cinnamon.
And at that point, Kieran's just going to still be like leaning against the bar, kind of like been over, just trying to get air back in his lungs, and probably ask
He
for
will,
water to help with the burning throat.
Yeah, he'll take the shot glass back and immediately just pull out from under the water a very, very lukewarm water. Like it has been sitting there for probably hours.
Oh,
yeah.
What I ever do to you, man?
Well,
I'm good.
I will say this. So speaking of, look, real quick, I will say this: any water that we get from here is pretty pure.
Yeah.
Like it's not like creepy gross because the river is constantly flowing over rocks, and so any water that they pull into the tavern is going to be actually like filtered water.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was making
So
sure
it's
what
going to
the
be
lukewarm
like
part.
it's actually going to be very crisp, even
Yeah.
if it's warm. It's going to be like, wow, this is crystal clear, almost, type of thing.
Yeah. But
it's definitely the water that they pulled for lunch today. That they just didn't have time to go pull more.
Water
yeah.
that was in the north.
Exactly.
but like I'm gonna take the hand that's holding me steady against the bar and just grab the cup, bring it up, and just like drink like half of it in one go.
I was gonna just add that any water from the north was very, very warm wherever mint came from.
Did the water just get warm? God Almighty!
I hope this isn't from the north.
Be a menace.
I love it. I love it. So as the evening goes, the tavern starts to get a little crowded. More people are coming in, like sort of like it's a come and go thing. It's not a steady like people are there constantly, but it is getting a little more crowded. Probably the dinner crowd is starting to come in. The workers from the fields are coming in, just to sort of sit and chill. And it's getting a little louder in there. And then suddenly you hear a voice say, "Do we have any bards in the house?"
It's like, how much time has passed since the shot?
It's been a few hours at this point.
Okay,
You
try to
guys
see if
have
my
been here
throat's
for a
still
few
burning or
hours.
not at this point. So no, it should
Oh
be
no,
good at
your
this point.
throat's fine at this point.
Yeah.
So we got any bards in the house?
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah. Well, that I say before anyone else could, Kieran just immediately stands up, pulls the lute off his back, and just drums
Yes.
the chord.
Yes, a song. Thrill us with a tale. And there's a small stage, so you can actually go up and perform. So what do you perform for the crowd? What tale of epicness do you sing and tell to the crowd?
Look, Varrock, a sad, sad man is going to sing for us. I know
Let
he's
us enjoy
sad
his
because he has
sadness.
a musical instrument, and anyone who
Yeah.
has a musical instrument is very, very sad.
Out of character. As much as I love this genre, Kieran ain't singing country.
Oh no, absolutely not.
But
So
no,
real quick, Mint, roll me a perception check.
oh, I'm loving Mint. I'm loving Mint as a character.
He's a great character.
He's no Watt, but he'll do.
Well, Mint just has the chaos that you and Dakota just had together in one.
So what did we get perception wise from Mint? The bards are back in town. That's great. Mint, did you roll your perception check?
Oh, I'm sorry if I was prompted
Oh,
to.
you're
I
good.
completely missed it. Let me roll it.
You're good. No big deal.
Okay.
Give me a chance to catch my breath after that bit.
It is a 18.
Okay, so as Kieran is going up to the stage and he's like sort of fine tuning his lute, you catch the scent of the sinew of the strings, and they smell tasty.
Ooh, that's nice.
Ew.
I'm going to die of laughter tonight at this rate.
Tasty. Okay, so Kieran, you get up on the stage. What tell us of the tale that you're going to tell, you're going to sing to the crowd.
So, being a bard, I think it's going to be fitting that Kieran sings a tale of how music came to Prima.
Okay.
Just how a stranger
this.
came out of nowhere, taught, different rhythms and beats you find in nature. And probably also, how like the first, I would say, flute or lute, I'll leave that up to you. What instrument was made first? Came to be?
Probably, I would say the lute.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably, probably, you said the flute or the lute?
Yeah.
Probably the flute first. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. Either way.
Yeah, because it probably
Yeah,
would
and
have
that-
been made of reeds, like from a reed.
Yeah. But that's essentially the tale he's going to tell, and how, that person who did it was punished, by fate, so to speak. And that's the tale he's going to tell.
Okay. So, about how long is this epic tale of yours? So, how long do you?
I would say
does
this song
particular one last.
This song would probably go on for about 3 or 4 minutes, I would say.
Really? That's short.
Well, yeah. Well, never mind. Yeah, hold on. I forgot because it's supposed to be.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
we'll probably say we'll double that. Say about 7 minutes.
Okay, still a little short, but that's okay. It's a very short, epic song.
Mint's gonna look over at Varrock. Is see, I told you, sad man music.
Okay,
Yep,
so
you're right.
So Kira's playing, and we know what's going on over at Varrock and Mint's table.
Yep.
Willow, what do you think of this bard singing this 7-minute epic tale?
Well, I like the part that it originated with nature sounds. So I'm kind of ruminating on that.
Okay. All right. Bellinor, what about you? What do you
Honestly,
tale?
He's probably moving so fast, he's not paying much attention. Like, he is just, as the night goes on, people are getting drunker. As people get drunker, they order more drinks and food. I mean, he is going. You might stop and listen for like a second at the end, but like he's going.
Okay. Cool. So what is your set? How many songs do you sing?
Well, because the first one was so short, because I forgot how long Epic's technically supposed to be, even in song form.
Yeah, like 20,
Yeah.
25 minutes.
Yeah.
15
Yeah,
shortest, probably.
Huh?
Probably 15 minutes.
Yeah,
at
I mean,
shortest.
I'll tell you where this epic would have been like, probably. Again, I'll still keep it short because I don't want to mess up too much. But probably more like 10 minutes then. But then for next, but he'll probably perform another two or I would say another two after that one.
Okay.
So
a good 40 minutes, give or take.
Yeah, one story would probably actually be like just the song of how a story about how Mediterraneus came to be.
Okay.
The founder, the walls built, maybe some of the tribulations the cities faced, especially before they had the walls built. Recounting some of the fights that may have happened with farmers and militia against the creatures of the night. Maybe come with a random name.
That one is a favorite of the people.
Yeah.
In the tavern, they are loving.
Yeah.
They're clapping along. They're really into this one to the point where they begin to like throw things up on the stage, for you.
Yeah.
For like shiny rocks and
stuff I can barter with.
Yeah, stuff that you could barter with.
Yeah, same as if they were tossing coins.
Probably like some cinnamon sticks. Things of that nature.
Cinnamon brooms.
Yeah, cinnamon brooms.
Yeah, there we go.
Because now you can get them the little ones. They're like you can get the mini ones now. So little mini cinnamon brooms. Anyway, so they'll throw. They'll be throwing like little pouches of like various things to you, to show their appreciation that they're like really loving the song.
Yeah. And then for the last one, trying to think what the last one would be about. It'd probably be like probably like a creation story type deal, like how like Prima came to be.
Okay.
Essentially, kind of like, hey, here's the beginning.
Right. Oh, okay. They love the epics. They do love the epics. So absolutely. Yeah, they're enjoying. They had a really, really good time this evening with your music. So as you're playing, through it. So Varric and Mint, as he's playing through his music, what are you guys doing? So I'm assuming that you've already finished your meat platter pretty quickly.
100%.
So does he order more or?
Mint is very slyly just kind of slipping the bones into his pouch.
Okay.
Hold on. With that kind of stealing wages or stealing tips?
He doesn't know if he's allowed to take the bones because he finds them valuable, so he assumes that everyone else does.
Bellinor, roll me a perception check with advantage. All right.
Yeah, that makes sense. That is a 5.
You are running crazy. You don't even notice that Mint is putting the bones in his pouch. So you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yep, pretty much.
So how crowded is the place now?
It's probably at this point people are coming and going, so it's pretty crowded, but not uncomfortably crowded. So it's not like shoulder to shoulder. It's like there's probably 1 or 2 tables still empty. Most of the people have kind of congregated towards the stage.
Gotcha.
So it's not throughout the entire evening. It will not get like super packed. because people are going to come and go as the day goes on. So it's not like oh, the work's over, let's all go to the tavern. So it probably won't get uncomfortable.
Gotcha.
So to speak. So Mint, you're sneaking bones into your pouch. Varric, you see this because you're sitting right next to it. What is your reaction to him slipping bones into his
Varric, after the second song, started getting a little teary-eyed, but like is doing the best he can to not show, like, not have Mint see it. It's just like, oh, yeah, this guy's stupid. No, completely distracted by the music. He's enthralled.
Some foam got in my eye.
Yeah, it's warm in here. I got some sweat.
Okay, Mint, roll me a perception check. Let's see if you catch the tears forming in
16.
A 16.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you notice it.
Mint thinks that at times it is good to shed tears. If you pin up the emotions, sometimes they can manifest itself in very bad habits. But to let it out is braver than to hold it in. At least Mint thinks.
Yeah, super brave. Yeah.
Mint's gonna be like this weird like combination of just random, just garbage personality and then just insight.
He's a trashy philosopher. I love it. I love it. All right. So Willow, what about Willow? You've been kind of hiding in the shadows back there. Roll me a perception check and see if you can see Mint putting bones in his pouch.
Oops, wrong screen. I'm sorry. Perception.
You're fine. Yep.
18.
Oh yeah, you can see the little green guy slipping bones into his pouch, just like chewing off everything and just sort of like looking around and kind of like slowly putting it into his pouch. I can picture it. That's what's so funny.
I can have that,
Exactly
that dog head tilt to the side, like, what?
That's odd. That's
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can almost see him like taking it and just going.
He gets like one that's like the hollowed out like ring kind of looking one, and he like kind of puts it on his finger and kind of then like stows it really quick.
I can only imagine the sounds coming from that table as he's like sucking marrow out of bones. And it's just like just awful sounds. Probably has put off a few people from their meals that have been sitting close by. Probably a few people. Let me see. Actually, let me check. So 6 people have literally gotten up and walked away from your table, so they're nowhere near you while you're sucking on these bones, because they're just like, I know I can't do that. I just know. No.
So the interesting thing about him is his namesake, or his name is also inspired by his smell. So he smells of mint,
Which I love.
but what you don't know is his whole like tortoise shell skull thing is packed full of it. He has like a weird obsession with it.
I love it. It's packed with mint.
In fact, like after he's done finally like polishing off all the stuff, he'll take out like a sprig and he'll just start like chewing on the mint.
I love it.
Just like
Freshens his breath.
yeah.
Mint never knows when he will meet the ladies.
Oh dear God. So Bellinor, what are you up to? What is a typical night for Bellinor in this place? I mean, is this a typical night or is this an atypical night?
This is, I mean, it might be a little busier than normal just because they actually have someone performing. They don't have someone perform every night, but he's pretty much always running like a chicken with his head cut off around this place. He's got a few more hands on staff tonight because he knew he would have somebody perform, but other than that, he's just running from end to end of the bar. He is the only one that makes the actual drinks.
Okay.
Because it is like his craft.
Okay.
So anybody that orders a drink, he is making, or he has already pre-made. Like this is his thing.
Okay. I love that he makes all the drinks, but no, he doesn't let anybody else make the drinks.
Yeah, I don't know. He's very like stingy about like, well, why would I sell somebody else's drink?
That's fair. I get that. Plus, he can also kind of control what goes out.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so as Kieran is playing his third song, we've gotten into this sort of third creation epic. More people are starting to come in, and it's probably getting busy like a typical night would be. It probably has these bursts of really, really packed and busy, and there's lots of people coming and going. More people are staying because now, people out in the street, they hear the songs playing, they come in. There's a bard in town. Let's go hear what he's got to sing. That sort of thing. And so more people coming in. The bar is completely lined with folks. The tables are just about filled. There's probably like one or two empty tables, probably close to like Varric and Mint. But eventually those tables will fill up, and the waiters and waitresses are coming and going very quickly. They'll come by both of your tables to see if you need any refreshing, or if you'd like another drink, or more food, or anything of that nature. So Willow, the waitress that's been serving you, comes back to you and asks if there's anything else she can get you. Would you like a refresher on your drink, or some more fruit and cheese?
Another drink would be nice.
And she'll say the same.
Yes, surprisingly refreshing.
Yes. Bellinor is very good at what he does. I know. I never thought you could juice a strawberry, but he found a way.
My regards.
And then she'll walk off to get you a refill. Same thing with Varric and Mint. Your waiter will come over and see if there's anything else that you'd like. Top off of your keg. Or
God.
Would you like some more meat?
I'm trying to cut back to one keg per night, so this is
very good.
Trying to maintain healthy habits,
I understand that. And he'll look at Mint and go, "Would you care for anything else, sir?"
You just see like his fucking belly kind of sticking out from
the sides.
Sides, like the arm bulging open a little bit. And Mint's just like kind of looks at him with a glazed look in his eyes, and he just kind of shakes his head. And
Mint thanks you, but Mint is good.
Out of curiosity, what is Varric's one volume? Is it like normal talking volume, or is it like slightly loud, like me normally when I talk?
So imagine like a group, like a building, this building with moderate amount of people in it. His voice is one step above that volume.
Okay. No, I was asking, he's like, could I easily hear Varric over the crowd then?
Oh yeah. Anytime he opens his mouth, you can hear him.
Okay. Now I was just double checking on that part, because I'm probably especially
because
depending on how they were talking, I'm probably just looking over really.
You can hear Varric very almost perfectly clear over the crowd.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of muffle, but for the most part, you can hear everything he's saying. It's
Okay.
not at all like.
Well, I was wondering, like, depending on the volume, like, so like, essentially what Kieran will be doing, will be giving him, like, really, you're talking during my show, man, without skipping a beat, just giving the look while still performing.
You're doing a great job.
You're doing great.
I just picture like Fezzik from freaking Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's partially how I based the character on.
That's great.
Wait, does that mean Varric's going to ride me?
I love that. All right, so we're probably about halfway through Kieran's third song. The tavern's pretty busy now. This is probably the height of business for the night, probably, as the final sort of like farmers and workers are coming back into the city or back into the town, and kind of people are starting to meander in as the sun is beginning to sort of set. So it's really, now it's like loud and crazy busy in there right now. So it's not shoulder to shoulder like, oh my gosh, we're all packed in here like sardines, but it is full. It's a full house, and there's probably people actually outside the doors. They're serving people outside as well, because even in this time period we have to have capacities.
As the market begins to close down, they have like a couple of tables that they roll out from behind the tavern that they sit out front, just because they know that when they've got someone performing, people are coming.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it's probably like little, these sort of wooden benches and tables out on the front, and people are out there. Waiters are working their butts off. And it's a pretty decent crowd. So far there have been no brawls, so that's good. And everyone's been pretty respectful to the waiters and waitresses, so it's a pretty good evening so far. So yeah. So as the sort of third and final song is starting to come to an end, and the crowd is just cheering now, and they're like encore, encore, encore. They're asking for another. Do you oblige?
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah, I am going to do an encore. And you know what? I'm going to try and improv, not an epic, just a short song, a story involving what I saw earlier today with Mitt and Varric.
Okay.
Like, so a goblin and Goliath meet in a bar type song.
I love it. Okay, cool. All right. So roll me a performance check. With advantage, because you're warmed up now.
Oh, thank fucking God. Okay, that one looks better, but it still helped. That's a 14.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to put a decent sort of song together, and the crowd seems to be liking it, and yeah, they're like, yeah, this is great. So yeah, so you're able to, the crowd is enjoying it. No one seems to be like, oh, what is this crap? And they're laughing, and they're laughing because it's funny. They think it's a funny story, so they're just laughing and having a good time. So okay, well done. So yeah, so the whole place is just sort of laughing and having fun and very cheery. So Willow, how is this looking to you? Like, this is sort of like a
Yeah, I'm waiting for a clear pathway to get to the bar so I can make my escape. A lot of people, lots of people.
Okay. The you I'm gonna have you roll a survival check to see if you can see and spot a clear path to the bar.
Okay. 16.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, so as you're sitting there and you're sort of looking, you see the perfect opportunity where you can literally zip through the crowd and like not bang into anybody and avoid everybody's, gaze.
Okay.
It's
perfect.
like, and go right to the bar.
Right to the bar.
Okay. So when you get to the bar, Bellinor is there.
And I will pull out a little pack of medicinal herbs and ask him if this will cover my tab.
I'll look at the herbs. Are they just a small pack of medicinal herbs?
Mhm.
Okay. He'll be like, well, of course, but is sure you want to leave now, dear? The night menu is just now opening up.
The night menu.
Night menu?
Is this like the Charming Crow after dark?
Is this like
Yes.
a brothel? Or like what the hell?
So does the Charming Crow turn into like the Naughty Raven after a certain time?
I mean, there is a bard here.
I can
Look, there's someone dancing in a cage.
I can literally see it turning into like a strip club. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh my god. The things I am putting in my head.
After dark.
Yeah.
Look, a mechanical basilisk.
Oh my god.
And now I've got the image of Mint on a mechanical basilisk trying to hold on and not get bucked off of it. Now I need artwork of that. It's like
Oh, you almost killed me there. I almost choked on shit.
I can see it. Oh my god.
Oh,
Hilarious.
that's beautiful.
I'm telling you, the ladies love this. Mint is always right about this one.
You see tufts of mint go everywhere.
Said
Smells surprisingly good in the area.
It smells really good in here.
yeah.
Did somebody light a candle? What was that? Okay, so you offer a small pouch of medicinal herbs. And Bella, is that enough to cover the tab?
I mean, yeah, you just ordered meat and cheese, or fruit and cheese butter,
fruit and cheese, and 2
2
glasses
cups of wine. Oh yeah, that's plenty.
Okay.
Thank you. And I'll like start working my way to the door.
All right, roll another survival check, and let's see if you can make your way to the door without interruption.
She's walking
12.
away. I'm going to say out to her, the dragon smoke's coming out. Are you sure you're leaving now?
What?
You want to say that a little louder?
The dragon's milk is coming out. Are you sure you're leaving now?
Yes, thank you.
Hold on. Dragon milk is a thing in Prima. Oh god.
I rolled a 12.
Yeah. So you're with the 12, you have difficulty getting to the door. Because while you were at the bar, you get there eventually, but while you were at the bar, the crowd sort of built up around you. So when you turn and look, there's literally a wall of people like right behind you. It's like so eventually by dodging and weaving, it's like you will eventually get to the door.
Okay. Whew, get some fresh air.
Okay. So you go outside. It's going to take you a little bit because when you open the door to go outside, there's a huge crowd outside the door. So you're like, oh, I'm at the door. You open it, and it's like wall of people.
I'll keep working my way through.
Okay. So all right. So Varric and Mint, what are you guys up to? So our bard has finished his last song of the night and has worked his way back over to the bar.
That's also when the announcement for the night menu begins.
Okay. So what is the announcement for the night menu?
They're just announcing the specialty darker drinks like the blackberry whiskey, like the dragon's milk, things that'll get you a little more all the way there.
Fair enough. All right, cool. You'll hear the
Don't do it, Kel.
You'll hear the crier. You'll hear the crier stand up on the bar, and he'll start crying out the drink specials for the night menu. The single and double shots of the blackberry whiskey, single shot of dragon's milk, and various other sort of specials. So anybody who's here, would you care to sample from the night menu?
Varric stands up and one hands his empty barrel and stands and walks over to the bar and slams it on the bar. How much?
How much what, sir?
He reaches into his satchel and pulls out like 3 half-burnt candles. He's like, sound good?
For your service. Oh, yeah. Are they scented candles or are they just your typical wax?
Yeah.
Walks back over to Mint. May I borrow a mint?
Mint's got this.
And he's gonna like pull up his like fucking shell armor and just kinda, like waddle over like a boss. He like reaches into his shell, which looks like he's literally stuffing his hands down his pants, and he's just gonna slam like a wad full of mints on the countertop.
Takes the mints, kind of rubs them with the candles. Scented.
Also, you can have the mints.
Right.
Right.
Sure, that'll work.
Bellinor, roll me a nature check
Oh boy.
with advantage.
That god. That is a 5 again.
Okay.
What?
You're
Am I
not really
getting that?
sure. You're not really sure about this mint thing, but you think, maybe I'll give it a shot somewhere. Maybe somebody will like it. So it might be valuable. Looks like something you might be able to exploit.
Yeah. He also is kind of, I'm ready for these people to leave. They've obviously made a few of my customers uncomfortable. So he's just like, yep, this will work.
Okay, thanks. If you could just leave now, that'd be great. Okay,
Live
so
hustle.
so you have paid for your drinks and your meat platter. What do you guys do? And the crier is still crying out the night menu. As you're there.
I'll turn to Mint and say, "You're a fun little one. It was good knowing you, but I must go now."
Does Mint say anything?
Have
Oh,
I
if you
been
did say
muted the
something.
whole time? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I was like, if you did say something, we didn't
I
hear.
muted my microphone.
Oh, I thought it was just my headset being stupid again.
My wife brought me like a little chamoy bottle with gummy bears, so I was like, no, man.
Oh, fair enough.
Mint says,
Mint thanks you for the great night. I am going to go stargaze now. If maybe one day you would like to join me for a hunt, it would be grand. Varrock, it was a pleasure to meet you.
You as well. Stands up full length again and just makes it for the door.
Okay. So, Mint, do you follow or do you hang out or what do you do?
no, Mint's gonna leave. He's gonna
Okay.
So
you're gonna work your way out.
and he's gonna go stargaze.
Okay. Cool. So y'all are heading out. All right. So, Kieran,
Uh-huh.
what are you doing?
So after getting done with the performance and head back and collecting all the different baubles that were thrown up onto the stage, I'm going to walk up to the bar and kind of wave Taryn down or Bellinor. The lion that keeps throwing me off. I don't know why I keep saying Bellinor. I think Bellinor is the Lord of the Rings because it's similar to most of the names there. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of wave Bellinor down.
Yeah, he'll rush over with sweat still dripping as he's currently pouring a drink as he listens.
Yeah, and then, just because we got some people watching who have never seen what this stuff does. Kieran is going to order a shot of dragon's milk.
Oh my God.
I mean, Nick's never seen it in action.
That is very fair. Okay. So,
Hopefully, I roll a lot better this time.
yeah, hopefully.
Oh my God.
So,
At least this time I did it
Look,
myself.
I really just hope that Will gets to roll on the carousing table. Like,
so okay. So Bellinor whips up a dragon's milk. For those of you who don't know, dragon's milk is a staple in Orlea. It actually, as of right now, this is its official beginning in the storyline. So dragon milk's been around since the beginning. And it is a white shot of various distilled liquids, undisclosed. We don't even know the true, we don't know, but Bellinor does, because Bellinor literally is the inventor of dragon's milk.
Awesome.
And it is it's undisclosed for centuries. What is in it? It's passed down from like master to apprentice. So it's passed down that way. So he whips up this frothy, thick white shot and then lights it on fire and hands it to you.
Yep.
And when I say shot, it's not like a shot glass. It's like a shot. It's big.
Yeah.
But it's meant to be shot as a single drink, single swallow.
There's a lot. Think of it as jungle juice on crack.
Yeah.
Or
he'll tell you, he's like, drink it quick.
Yeah. So just as I did before with the experimental shot, I'm going to grab it, go slancha, or Razor say down and just shoot it back.
Okay. So when you drink dragon's milk, it goes in kind of cool. Like you think it, because it's on fire, it's going to be burny, but it's not. It actually goes in and it's really cool. Then you swallow it. As it goes down, it literally like catches on fire and just shoots through your body. And I need you to do a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
No. Here's what I No, not one. Don't worry.
Okay. I was like, oh god.
It was close.
And this is how your character dies.
no, this is where he gets to roll on the carousing table. Have y'all seen
so I
the
rolled a
carousing
three
table?
total.
It is the best thing ever.
But I rolled a 3. Here's why I was about to say that explicative. My first roll was a nat 20.
Oh. What was your second roll though?
The second one was I rolled a 2 on the die, 3 total.
A
So still
3?
bad. It's still
Okay.
bad. It wasn't a nat 1.
Couple of things I need you to do for me.
Oh my God.
Did I roll a 3 as Roman too, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah. I need you to roll me a D100 first.
That is a 63.
A 63.
Yep.
Okay. Now I need you to roll a percentage for me.
That is a 54.
Okay. All right.
I would
So
be a bard if I didn't get in trouble somehow, okay?
so as you shoot this, and you feel it's like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's warm. Oh, that burns. But it's not so bad, actually. You're like, huh. And as you look to Bellinor and go, is that it? Before you get your pupils will dilate. And you will just like zone. And then you will after about a minute, you will let out this rock and roll like, hell yeah. And then you will jump up. You will take your lute and you will give us a heavy metal riff on it. And you will begin singing your epic tale of Mediterraneus at a rock and roll beat, like death metal screaming. And then at the end of it, you'll go again going, hell yeah! And then you will bolt out of here, disappearing into the crowd.
Like Roxo, the rock and roll
Crowd thing of the rock and roll version.
Yeah. And everyone is just like, yeah. They're just like, oh my God. And I need you to roll me a D4.
Awesome. That's a 3.
Okay. You will run and you will not stop. And the whole time you're running, you're just yelling, hell yeah. All the way. You run 3 miles out of town. And then it all goes black. You will wake up in the woods, butt naked.
Yes.
At the bottom of a deep pit.
Oh no.
With 2 gap-toothed yokels leering down at you.
Oh no.
Any purdy.
This one bumped into my house last night and messed with my sister wife.
As long as they pour the whole and rubs the lotion on its skin. Good.
It was like, so, and we're going to flash forward to this, and then we're going to go back. But yeah, so you wake up in a deep pit, looking up, and there's literally these 2 sort of like country bumpkin type folks looking down at you, and it's a pit trap. Like literally, it's like they built it to catch pigs. I mean, you're literally at the bottom of this thing, looking up.
How deep is the pit itself?
And it's pretty deep. You're not going to be able to like crawl out or jump out.
Oh, it's like a good like.
I mean, it's well over your head.
Yeah,
and they're literally looking down at you like, "Why are you in our trap?" It's like, Paul. We done caught us something. He done be naked too. Yeah, looks down and goes, "What you doing naked in my pit, boy?"
Going like, Well, I'm still trying like reeling from the massive hangover I probably have as well.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a massive hangover.
Like I probably have a migraine at this point.
Like and you're also blacked out. You have no clue what happened.
Yeah. The last thing I remember
is literally running out of town, and then it went black.
Yeah.
God knows what you did.
Yeah. I think what looked good with the year mark up later.
He's gonna be like, Jasper, get the rope. Yes, Paul. As he goes off to get the rope. Go ahead.
As I get the rope, was like, and a rope too.
And so Jasper comes back and they throw the rope down. It's a knotted rope, so you can crawl out.
Yeah. Oh, did they grab the robe as well? Like I said,
no, they don't. They don't have a robe for you. Sorry.
Yeah, but I want to try and climb out.
Okay. So you climb out. It's they help you out. And he's like, and the dad's like looking at you, and he sniffs you, and he's like, "Damn it, Eleanor, get back to town. It's that way." And he points to this road. He's like, "Just keep going that way. Tell Eleanor to stop giving that shit to people. They keep ending up in my pig trap."
Out here, before I start walking, I want to look and see if I can spot my clothes and my possessions.
Okay, roll perception for me.
Oh my God.
That is a 14.
What'd you get? Sorry.
14.
You don't see them here.
Great.
So he's like, "Boy, get on out of here."
Yeah. I do a jog a bit to get away from them. And then once I hit the road, I'm kind of just doing the walk of shame like Chaucer had in Knight's Tale.
Yeah. So as you walk back to town with your perception, you do find your clothes and your items like up in trees.
Like how high up in the trees are
They're like it's like 8 feet. It's like you tossed them up in the trees or something. I don't know.
Okay, not like I climbed up.
No, you didn't climb up the
there.
tree. No.
Okay.
No. As you gather your items, you haven't found your clothes yet. You've only found like your pack and things like that.
Yeah.
But as you get closer to town, you will see a well-dressed scarecrow out in the field. And so you do see your clothes on this scarecrow in the middle of this sort of like what looks like a cornfield.
Yeah.
And of course, people are working. So there are people in the field working.
Yep.
And they're just looking at you, just giggling.
Yeah.
Ha. You hear them whispering, like another one. Here's another one. And so I'm assuming you take the clothes off of the scarecrow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. As you take your clothes off of the scarecrow, your clothes are covered in a sticky substance.
Yeah. With that, I was going to use presentation to clean them off.
That's fair. Do you want to know what that substance is?
I'm kind of scared too, but yes.
Okay. As you think, what is this? You realize that all of your clothing is literally lathered with blackberry jam.
I was right to be afraid.
So as you take them off, it's like sticky and just it's like So do you put them back on?
Well, first, like I said, I'm going to use presentation on them, and then I'll put them back on.
Okay, cool. All right, and then you make your way back to town.
Yep.
All right. So everybody, for the most part, everyone made it through the night. Okay, everyone. So where did you guys go? Like Willow, where did you go after you left the tavern. You got out of the tavern easily. You got through the crowd.
Yeah.
Where does she go to get away and like stay the night and sleep?
She went to the outer wall.
Okay.
Like, do they have a walkway up there?
Yeah, because there are sentries that walk the wall at night.
Yeah.
And
So
there'd be
I
like
probably
little areas. There's probably like little camping areas down below, or like people were, like sort of like tented communities type of things.
Just somewhere. I mean, she just has to meditate. So
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find a place to like bed down for the night there easily. All right, Varric, what about you?
Varric left and made his way back to what's sort of like an herbalist crafter hut that he had been staying at for the past like 6 months or so. It belongs to this old woman named Old Natty. And he goes in, as he has many nights before, and doesn't even attempt to try and sneak in, just opens the door, closes it, goes to find his sort of medium-sized cot and just tries to position his body as he can on it while not letting too much of his limbs fall off of it.
Okay. And then he just beds down for the night.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Mint. So you went and stargazed. Where did you go stargaze? Let's find out about that.
He's gonna go. He'll probably go outside the city a little bit to get away from the light.
Okay.
And he stargazes for a while, and then he's gonna just go find maybe a tree that looks like a fluffy tree. He's gonna
a fluffy tree.
He's gonna climb up the fluffy tree, and he's gonna go to sleep.
A fluffy tree. Okay. What exactly is a fluffy tree? I'm curious.
So there's a type of pine tree that has these soft bristle needles that are like not pokey, but they're like rounded.
Okay.
And he's gonna go look for that. And
Okay.
It's kind of,
Sure.
yeah.
Let's say they're in abundance here.
Okay.
So he's
And
able to find himself a little nest.
Yeah, and he's just gonna like climb up, and
Okay. Cool.
he'll string his bedroll in a way that allows him to hammock between like two branches.
Okay.
And then maybe he can just like look up at the stars.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. And then he just sort of drifts off at that point.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Okay. Cool. Bellinor, what about you? Here's a question. Here's a good question. Does the crow ever close?
No.
Okay. So it's like
Wow.
a 24-hour giant.
Yeah.
Okay. So it just keeps going all night long. All
Yeah.
morning.
So
Okay.
he's up till about 2:30, 3 a.m. pre-making drinks for the people that are, staying up all night drinking. And after he feels like he's made enough, he goes to sleep, and he's up and ready to go by about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. That's very cool. So as the night comes, everyone will hear this sort of horn blow, which is the curfew horn. And it's this big horn in the sort of center of the town. And it's very, and it resonates. And you see people's like, kind of meandering back into the town. People out in the fields are coming in. And as people sort of filter in, finally, you'll see the big, heavy log gate kind of lower into place. This horn indicates curfew, meaning that if you're not in the town by the time that the gate closes, then you're stuck outside to fend for yourself. And then the night passes pretty uneventful. Mint, Roll me a perception check.
I'm sorry, 16.
Okay. So as Mint is up in his hammock in his tree, throughout the evening, he's going to hear various sounds. Some are animal sound, normal wild animal sounds, but some other ones are more humanoid, like what humanoid sounds would be if they were walking through the forest or meandering through the forest. Very heavy sounds, sort of like heavy footfalls. Nothing so much that worries him because he's up pretty high, so it's not like anything down there is gonna, unless it can climb up and gobble him up. But this sounds something bipedal, so whatever it is, whoever it is, it's wandering around it in the nighttime. The glow from the watchtowers or the watch spots on the wall do kind of like give Mint a sort of warm glow, and he sees the light playing on the leaves, and it's sort of it's like with those little stereoscopes that he like, and it puts the images on the wall, and it's sort of very soothing. And he sort of, as he drifts off to sleep. When the morning comes, we have the morning horn blows, which is a much higher sounding horn, meaning for the gate to open. The gate opens, and then people begin to go about their day like normal. It's sort of like clockwork. So everyone has awakened and has kind of gotten back into the day like normal. So real quick, I'd like to go around and let everyone kind of tell us what their morning ritual looks like. So when they get up from either meditating or sleeping or whatever, what is it that you do before you go about your day? So we're going to start with Willow. So
Okay.
tell us, what is Willow's routine?
Once the gates open, I think she'll go out into the forest a little bit, not too far. Do some meditation in the morning. For about an hour or two.
Okay.
And then when she comes back on this day, she's going to go see if her armor is ready yet.
Okay. So you're going to go to the leathersmith?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But my days have literally just been people watching.
No, that's fine. Cool. All right. Varric, what about you? What's your morning routine?
Depending on whether or not he has a fight that day, it varies. If he doesn't, then he gets up, kind of splashes some water in his face, goes outside, does some there's a cart out back for shipping supplies. He just goes bench presses the cart a few times. If he does have a fight, then he'll kind of go over what he's learned as far as good fighting styles, fighting techniques. One thing I failed to mention about him is that he has a pendant on his neck, kind of in between the vest is like a wolf head. And every day he kind of pulls off the leather vest and kind of looks at his reflection in some water, and he sees because he has the black bands that all Goliaths have, and there's one that goes down the middle of his back, and there's a sever point right in the middle of it. He looks at it, kind of huffs, puts his vest back on, and goes about his morning.
Okay. Cool. All right. Mint, up in your lovely hammock in the tree. Morning comes. What does Mint do?
Mint is going to play a game called Rodent Putt-Putt, and he's going to run around looking for a small rodent to whack-a-mole with his club quarterstaff.
Okay.
He's going to eat it. He's not going to waste it. He's not wasteful.
Oh, of course. Of course.
But it's breakfast. He's going to go get breakfast.
So roll me a survival check.
Okay,
Let's
that's
see
pretty
how
good.
good.
That's a 19.
Okay, yeah. As you kind of climb down out of the tree and kind of go into the more, there's like a clearing right there outside the town, and you can see where their burrowing animals have been kind of coming and going. No, he's on the outside. You're on the inside. He's outside the city. He slept in a tree outside.
I went outside when the gate opened.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. I'm sorry.
I did, because I went outside to meditate out in the trees, and then I came back in.
Like in the morning or at night?
In the morning.
Oh, okay. You can roll a perception check and see.
Wrong screen. $14.
How obvious are you being, Mint?
So the way he hunts is he picture just a forested area with like bushes and trees and stuff, and like a grasshopper hopping out from the foliage. He just kind of leaps out and then dives into the bushes again and leaps out and dives. So like, but he's got this like femur bone club that he's got like raised above his head, and he's like whacking what seems to be bushes until he eventually hits the thing he's chasing.
Okay. So probably you see this sort of green creature hopping out of bushes and then back down in. You probably do catch him out of the corner of your eye.
I'm just so puzzled by him. It's just like, why? What? But she will just step back into the shadow of the trees, so she'll just watch him for a little while.
Okay, cool. So eventually you will catch your breakfast.
Yes. Okay.
You will definitely catch what looks like, and when you grab hold of it and bring it up, and you put it out of its misery. You are holding in your hand what looks like kind of like a weasel-looking creature. It's long but it's hairless, but it's like a long, elongated mole, basically. But it's big. It's like big and bulky. Probably like a dachshund size.
Oh wow,
rodent.
It's like a capybara sized rodent.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh, I like capybaras. Oh well. So he's gonna.
I didn't say it was a capybara. It was about the size of one.
He's gonna do. He's gonna like, being that he does this a lot. He's going to take out his dagger. Is like you said, it was a flint or obsidian.
It's obsidian, yeah.
Okay, his obsidian like dagger, and he's gonna start making cuts along the hide, and then he's gonna give it like a really hard tug to kind of just rip the skin off, so that way he skins it just kind of quickly.
Okay.
I'll roll, I guess, a survival. Do you want me to do that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, that's not terrible. A 15.
Okay, yeah, you're able to do it pretty expertly.
Okay, and he's
like
gonna
you've been doing it before.
He's gonna roll up the skin a little. Well, is the skin even worth salvaging?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in this day and age, anything is worth. I mean, honestly, I mean, you could probably.
Mint doesn't have a very high standard, by the way. Standards for salvage is really low.
I mean, you could take the hide to a tanner, and they could they could probably turn it into, you know, a
Gloves.
decent gloves, or
Okay.
even like boots, leather straps, you know.
Nice. He's gonna roll it up, and he'll just shove it inside of his pouch, which is inside of his skull armor thing, and then he will he'll grab like a stick nearby, break off some of the branches, and just kind of skewer the meat.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll start collecting dry kindle for a fire
Okay.
to
So
make a
he'll
quick little.
cool.
Yeah.
So you're cooking your breakfast.
Yeah.
All right. We know what Kieran is doing as he's meandering himself back to the town. So you've gathered your clothing and gotten dressed, and in the sort of field right outside of town.
Yeah.
Willow, what did you roll? 14?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to see Kieran as well.
Before or after close?
It's before close.
I was like,
No, I will say I wasn't meandering. I was doing the walk of shame.
That was total walk of shame.
yeah. People are weird. You know? I don't understand people.
Okay, so you walk into town. You've put your clothes back on, and you've walked into town. Where do you go? What do you do?
I'm going to go right back to a tavern for hair of the dog because it's migraine.
Okay, fair enough. So you go back to the tavern, and Belnor is there behind the bar like usual. You walk up to the bar, and
As I walk up, I'm gonna say 1 whiskey, neat, double, and then 2 warn someone before they drink that drink next time. Because what did I do to you in a past life?
What's the fun in that now?
Exactly.
That I don't remember a whole ton, or I don't remember too much of what happened last night. Please tell me you know what I did.
He has no clue.
I'm not your keeper.
But if you roll a perception check for me,
Oh,
Me or Bellinor?
you,
Okay.
Kieran.
Perception. Mother 7.
What's your passive perception?
Passive is a 14.
Oh, okay, let's go off your passive. As you're talking to Bellinor, you can hear behind you a group of men sitting at a table, drinking and
Oh no.
and having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And this conversation is about some random man chasing one of their goats around a field with a jar of blackberry jam, covering himself in said jam, and calling the goat to come and have a taste. And then said man, stripped naked, dressed a scarecrow, ran butt naked into the woods. And all we could hear is, hell yeah!
Yeah, especially after hearing the scarecrow part, that's what helped make it click that it was him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go
Like the jam didn't clue you in.
never again. Well, who knows? Maybe someone else used blackberry jam. Okay, it's a small town. But yeah, just going like never again on that one.
Eleanor will lean over the table and say, "Are you sure? It seems like you had quite the night."
I I'm giving Belnor the side eye, like death stare side eye.
Could have been a lot worse.
Oh, I know it could have been. I turned. Wasn't a goat involved with Romans, or was that a pig with Roman?
That was a pig, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Either way, it was still a farm animal.
Oh, there were other naked people there too.
Oh God, that was
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a much stickier situation than this one.
Yeah, because I rolled because I rolled a nat 1 for Roman on that one. That's why. I remember that.
So now we've discovered the origins of Dragon's Milk, which is Bellinor there has unleashed this drink upon the world.
He's an evil little man.
So, all right. So he gives you your double shot, neat, and then goes about.
He also gives you some food.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here's some
what?
bread. Have
Some bread.
Oh, food. They cut out right when you said food, so I heard foot.
Well, all right. I guess that too. I suppose. You know,
that makes I heard food or what was given. So
had a single. So I'm assuming he would give you bread to help absorb the alcohol in your stomach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So you sit there. So Mint, you have now roasted your dachshund mole thing. And it's actually has attracted other people to the smell of it, like in a good way. It's like you see like what look like travelers walking up to you. Looks like they've been traveling for quite a while, and they're looking a little ragged. And they walk up and they ask if they can share your fire with you. Because it's a pretty chilly morning.
Yeah, he tells him Mint has plenty of fire, and if you would like some meat.
It's like a husband and his wife and their small child, and they're like, oh, we don't want to impose, but that's very kind of you. We didn't find much kindness on the road.
Mint's gonna like rip off like a leg and hand it to the kid. Like pull a leg for each, husband and wife, and then he'll keep the last leg.
Okay, and they'll partake. They will eat like they haven't eaten in days. And they're like eating very quickly, very 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 much so. And they're just sort of like there, and you can tell they're travel worn. I mean, they are truly travel worn. It looks like they've been to hell and back, really.
He asks them. He tells them,
Mint is curious. Where are you coming from?
Oh, we're coming from our village, which is at the base of the mountains, to trade goods. Our village has encountered a drought, and we need food. So we've come to Mediterraneus to try to trade for grain and things of that nature.
Mint thinks that perhaps you made a good decision.
Well, oh really? Is Mediterraneus all they say it is? This is our first time here. We've never been before.
There are many long legs in Mediterraneus.
Long legs.
Many friendly people. Just yesterday, Mint met a large long leg, longer than most of the long legs, but his name was Varric, and treated Mint to a drink and a meal. Complete stranger, very nice.
That's good to know because the road is treacherous. We did not meet any nice anything on the road. We spent most of our nights hiding from the raiding parties, and if not that, then the things in the woods, so, and we have not eaten in days. So this meal is very, very welcomed. And he begins to pull things out of his pouch to pay you for the meal, to trade you for the meal. So he's like, we don't have much, but if you will take this, and he sort of hands you a small pouch, probably about yay big, of some sort of powder. It looks like powder. And he'll say it's a spice that grows only in our valley. And hopefully, if you will take it from, as thanks for the meal.
Mint will trade you the powder for a powder of his own.
And he'll pull out a small, another squirrel skull that has been fashioned into a bag.
Okay.
And it is full of salt. And he'll give them
Ooh.
salt.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, wow. Funny. As you look at what they gave you peppercorns.
Oh, nice.
And they'll say, "Oh, it's rough ground, but you can ground it into a fine powder, and you can season your food with it."
Oh, Mint is familiar with pepper, but I have never seen peppercorns before.
They only grow in our valley.
Where did you say that was again? I would like to visit.
And they'll say it's west, down the main road. To when you get to the base of the mountain, there'll be a small village named Crest.
I have always wondered if I sprinkled the peppercorn and the salt on meat and slow cooked it over a period of a long time, what would become of it? Perhaps now I will try.
Yes, you must, and let us know if we see you again. Let us know how it works.
It was very nice to meet you. Thank you. You have been very kind to Mint.
And you have been kind to me and my family, and I will always remember that. And they thank you for the meal, and they get up and head towards the main gate.
One other thing.
Oh, and they'll stop. Yes.
When you're finished using those, would you mind if I use them? Your bones, when you're done using them.
Oh, no, they're like, here, you can have them.
Thank you.
And he'll take the bones from them.
Yeah, you can have the meat, but give me the bones. Okay, and they'll be like, thank you, and then they'll go in. So you have finished your meal, extinguished your fire. What do you do from this point? At this point,
He's gonna collect the charcoal from the fire, and then he will probably just head back into town. There's really no reason for him to stay out there.
Okay, so back in the town. So now we're all back in town. It's like mid-morning. We've gone about our daily, business. Willow, you're at the leathersmiths. They're like, oh, we're almost done. The leathersmith is adding the final touches. It'll give us about another hour, and it'll be ready for you to pick up.
Thank you.
As you're all milling about your business, you'll hear another horn go. And those of you who have been in town for at least a week or more will know that this is a sort of almost like an air raid horn meaning there are dragons in the air. At which point people begin to go inside. Some people go out to look and see what dragons are flying overhead today. It's probably, since the last flyover, it's probably been about a week and a half, maybe, since the last flyover. So that's why if you've only been here for about a week, this will probably be the first time you've seen a flyover. So what does everybody do when they hear the horn?
You said it's been a few hours since that part. You said it's about midday.
Oh yeah,
now.
it's like, yeah, we're about mid-morning at this point. So it's you're well sobered up at this point.
All right. Well, I figured I'd be sobered up. I don't know if I still have a hangover, like the headache part.
You can roll a Constitution saving throw and let's see.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll have you roll a percentile for me.
Roll what?
A percentile.
Okay. That is going to be 87.
Okay. Yeah. Your hangover it's not completely gone, but it's at this point it's tolerable and it's like, okay, I can do whatever.
It's not like me going like when I hear the horn. That's kind of what I was going seeing, like, okay, am I gonna be getting like, is that horn gonna make it worse?
Nah, it's not gonna hurt your head.
Yeah.
You've cleared up enough for that not to be painful.
All right. Well, hearing as the air horn goes off, I'm just gonna go like, is it really that time of the week again?
Did you say that to Bellinor?
I said it out loud.
Just out loud? No, yeah. As you can observe, people are actually going to the windows and looking out. Some people have gone outside to look. So, Bellinor, do you want to answer that? So you hear it. You hear him say, "Is it that time of the week again?"
I would say it happens pretty much weekly, right?
It's been happening. Actually, it's been happening more frequently lately.
Okay. So he'll just kind of prepare for people to come storming in case they do, because, people are skeptics. And he'll just kind of sigh and just be like, I don't know what's going on out there, but it can't be good if it's happening as often as it has been.
Okay. What about the rest of you? What do you all do? Varrock, what do you do?
Varric does, when he was with his tribe, when they would spot a dragon, everyone would run to arms out of precaution. So instinctually, he grabs his axe. He's standing there inside the hut, just looking to the skies, watching.
Okay, cool. Willow?
I have only been here 5 days, so I don't know.
Have never seen
So I'm literally looking around at people, like trying to figure out what is going on. So, and I see people looking up, so I'm going to look up too.
Oh, yeah. And you probably have never seen a dragon, actually.
Boy. Yeah, heavily wooded. Yeah.
Yeah. Mint, what are you up to when you hear the horn? How long has Mint been in Mediterraneus?
Well, I will roll a d4, okay. And that will be how many weeks he's been there. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, so you would have seen at least one dragon.
Okay, he's kind of familiar with dragons, and so he's gonna look up at the sky, and he's gonna sit at, like, I guess whatever would be the equivalent of like a bench, like a park bench.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's plenty of places around to sit.
Yeah, and then he's just gonna look up and he'll say, "Oh, that's a big pup," and he'll just kind of watch it fly around.
Okay, so as everyone's looking up, just people in amaze, like, oh, let's see what's today. This is not a normal flyby. This one, the dragons are really low, and there's more than one this time. Usually, you only see like one, and they're usually like way up. in the sky. This one's like really low, not low enough where arrows or anything would hit it, but low enough where you can see like scale patterns and that sort of thing. Very, very close. You could feel the wind come across as it passes over. As when you first look up, the very first dragon you see fly over is what looks like an adult red dragon, just straight over the town. Followed by about 2 or 3 smaller looking dragons, what look like gold or brass. Can't really tell because they're a little higher than the red one was. And then you see on the plateau outside of town, which is only probably a couple of miles, is this sort of plateau. You see what looks like an ancient dragon perch itself on a plateau, looking at the city or at the town.
Yeah.
This has never happened before. Like, you've never had a dragon stop and actually like observe. It's the first time anyone's seeing this. So those of you who have been in town for longer than the week and a half or so, this is an unusual thing because the first time it didn't happen. And you see people everyone can see people starting to get a little nervous to the point where they're beginning to like slowly move back indoors because they don't know what this is. Like,
out of curiosity, for the red one that flew a little lower than the other two, with how low or fast we're going, like what it is shook, like moving to its flyby, like just from the wind speed.
Wait, so ask me that one more time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering, you know how like if something can be like really fast and close to something, like cause like essentially a gust of wind.
The air burst will hit the town.
Yeah, okay.
It's low enough, not where it's destructive. Like,
oh yeah, I wasn't saying destructive. I'm saying
where
it's
like
a
a strong wind blows and will blow things over. That sort of. It doesn't like rip roofs off of houses or anything.
Yeah, I was just talking like maybe like a slight buildings.
Oh, you will feel it. I mean, it will. Yeah. It will. For anybody who's outside, so if all of you who are outside, you'll need to do a dexterity saving throw for me.
Because I think Christian's the only one outside.
No, Willow is outside.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So it's just the two of them.
Yeah. As the building shakes from the air burst.
Oh God.
23.
Okay. Oh man, that was the first natural one of the game.
Oh wow. Okay, so men,
I'm literally just shocked. I'm just standing in the middle of the courtyard, looking up, like, exactly.
What is that? And yeah, when the air burst comes through, it literally knocks you head over heels, like it literally picks you up, flips you through the air. And you land about 20 feet from where you were standing. Oh. Mint literally stands there. The burst comes into town, and he's just like, is that all you got? And he just looks at everybody else, kind of some people on the ground. It's like some people have been tossed. He's just like, what do you call them? Long legs?
Yeah.
It's good to be low to the ground.
Yeah.
And wonders if perhaps long legs are too long.
So after about 20 minutes, that big, huge black dragon just unfurls its wings, just launches itself straight up and flies out to the north and disappears out of sight. Immediately people are like calling for like a town meeting. Like, this is nothing they've ever observed before. The dragons have never come that close to the town. in the hundreds and hundreds of years that this town's been here, dragons have never come that close. And they've certainly never perched and watched the town, like never. So people are starting to freak out, and they're calling for like a town gathering. So we hear a horn blow and a crier comes out saying that there will be a town meeting this afternoon. All are welcome to attend. But until further notice, be vigilant of the skies. Be prepared, as best as you can be. So after all of that, so what does everybody do? So Varric, you were there. This happened. They went on. What does Varric do after this big black dragon just sort of up, and after watching so intently and then flying away? What does Varric do?
For a brief moment, he feels a level of powerlessness that he's only felt one other time in his life. And he decides the prudent thing to do would be to practice and train with his weapons.
Okay, cool. All right. What about Willow? You are knocked head over heels. You find yourself sort of prone, picking yourself up, a little bruised, a little worse for wear. But where's Willow's mind frame at this point? Because this is the first time she's ever seen. She's probably heard of dragons, like tales of them, but has never actually seen one.
Well, I think she's going to go to the tavern, so she can hear what everyone's saying and figure out what the hell.
Okay.
And I think she needs a drink.
Okay, so you head to the tavern, and do you go right to the bar? Or do you go to a table? What do you do? How do you go get a drink?
I'll go to the bar.
Okay, what do you ask for?
Whiskey. Neat.
Okay. Bellinor?
Bellinor will nod and say, "Did you see it? I've heard talk and I didn't see it myself."
I saw it. I felt the wind as I'm brushing
straw out of her hair. It's like,
was that a dragon?
By the gods, I don't know what else it could have been, unless we're all mass hallucinating.
I mean, I just perched and I swear it was looking right at me.
Did it feel as though it was stalking its prey?
Just watching.
That doesn't put me at any more at ease than it would if he was stalking his prey.
That's fair. Okay.
Where in the bar did Willow sit? Like on the end, in the middle, like trying to.
Yeah, she's gonna sit down at the end, closest to the door.
Okay. Yeah. No,
I mean, she came in and immediately like.
Yeah.
You're close enough to hear her though.
Oh yeah, no, I figured I wasn't out earshot. I was trying to think like, was it like right next type deal?
Oh right, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So hearing that part of the conversation, one is going to knock back whatever into my cup at that point, and kind of started going, "Have you never seen one before?" It's like just hearing like because I'm assuming your girls probably got a bit of a tremble in their voice, or like, okay. Well, just the way you're going out the way you're describing it, Kieran's still going to ask that question.
That's cool. Yeah. So you ask Willow if she's ever seen a dragon before.
Yeah.
No, I've heard of them.
Well, if you're going to be in town, you may see them, with a bit more frequency. So today was definitely.
It was huge. I'm just like. How can it be alive and be that big?
Reptile. I see.
I mean, it was really big.
I think life will just continue to grow and grow. Lobsters will grow until they literally can't fin their until they can't molt anymore.
It wasn't a lobster. It was so big.
I'll
This
say,
wasn't a lobster.
we'll show a course, but will we even know what a lobster is out of curiosity? Is it from a forest area or?
That's good question. Yeah, I would think so. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, knowing what I know, probably is familiar with shellfish.
That's fair. I'm just curious. It's because again, just for the interaction.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
No,
the
I get
area
it.
I live, I mean,
Station.
there is a coast up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but essentially, just how with Will's reacting, I want to turn to Bellinor to say, "For her drinks on my tab."
Cool.
All right.
I'm just looking at.
Okay. So, Mint, what do you do? So you watched everyone kind of get knocked down by this wind gust as you just stood your ground. You do hear the horn go, and you hear the crier calling a meeting at the Crow.
So yeah, Mint will, as they fly over, he'll be very excited, seeing the red dragon, and he will kind of just, kind of like jump up and down, like kind of like in a Free Willy kind of way, and then he's gonna go. He thinks this is great, and he's gonna go see what everyone's running around about, and he'll go to the meeting, I guess.
Okay, Barack, you'll hear them call for the meeting too. Are you gonna train? Are you gonna go, or what do you want?
He's gonna go.
Okay, cool. So as everyone kind of converges on the Crow, the constable will come in, and he's a sort of larger kind of gentleman. He looks almost orcish, and he sort of stands up and he quiets everyone down, and he's like, obviously this is an unusual situation. We've never had this before. We don't know why that dragon stopped and observed the town. But I think for our well-being, we probably need to figure out why. So I'm calling for an adventure party. Probably about 5 or so people to go to the North Mountain and just do some reconnaissance. Nothing, no engagement, just sort of see what there is to see. Those people who volunteer to go will be compensated, obviously, compensated well. So I will take volunteers. And he's gonna put a parchment on what looks like an announcement board inside the Crow there, and he's going to just sort of like stick it in there, and he goes, if you're interested, sign your name, and I will meet with you, and we'll see what we need to do. At that point, he's
like just fucking, he'll be like the first person there.
okay.
He's gonna be excited, but like not like I'm going on an adventure excited. He's like excited like I'm going to a concert excited.
I love it. Okay, so you sign your name, or
yeah, I mean it's gonna
mark.
Yeah, just show up out of nowhere and just like slam the paper. Yeah,
That's like, scoot your chair over. You hear this?
Yeah. As he's like finishing his, just hops up and like scribbles, and then he just grabs the chair and just
puts it right back. Okay. How about the rest of
Varric
you?
is going to push people out of the way
Oh, I
to
love
get
that.
to the board.
Okay.
And look on there and see that Mint already put his name up there and be like, put his name on there.
And everyone will notice that for the most part, people in the tavern are very much like, no. It's like, no.
After I would say comments have passed since Varric with their signature and or mark, I'm gonna walk up to it to see like, okay, who's done so far. I see the names, and I'm assuming I probably know Varric's name. Not say what he looks like, but name at least since the gladiator part. Because more than like, I'm pretty sure Kieran would have gone to watch fights, either one, get material, or two to bet, to gamble.
That's how he makes his living.
Yeah. But the scene of
There will be stories to tell.
Yeah, the scene of this, Mint, whoever that may be, because again, as far as Kieran to know who Mint is, they didn't hear the conversation when they themselves beginning. They just saw, Goliath and Goblin. But literally going to say what Lisa just said, because I was actually going to say it anyway. Like, oh, this will make an interesting story, and just put my name.
Okay, cool. I think the constable will walk over to Bellinor, and he's going to put his hand on your shoulder, and he's like, I really need you for this one. I know I've asked you to do these things in the past, but I really could use your expertise on this.
Who is going to be watching my shop this time?
Probably Gretchen.
Is Gretchen in the room?
Yes.
I'll give Gretchen like a really hard, you better take care of this. Like,
and she totally understands. She totally gets it. She's like, absolutely.
And very, 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 very begrudgingly, he writes his name up there.
And the constable goes over and he looks at the list and he's like, well, now all you need is a healer. Because you never know. I mean, it's just a reconnaissance mission, but you never know. Do we have any healers that are willing to go forth and do some reconnaissance?
And I will raise my hand.
Yes, you there. You will be well compensated.
And I'll go write my name.
Okay. I'm going to say, all right, perfect. You five will be perfect. And he'll say, if you'll meet me in my office, I'll show you what I'll give you all the things that you need. Meet me there in about an hour. But in the meantime, drinks and food are on me for our valiant adventurers. For tomorrow, your names go down in Mediterraneus history as the party that snuck up the mountain and returned.
Mint would like to request a bone-in ribeye.
Very well. I mean, they'll take your orders. So, what else would you like?
Okay. When I'm so pretty loud when they say that.
Oh yeah, he's not quiet.
Well, I didn't know if they were like normal volume or like yelling.
No, it's really quiet for the most part in here for the first time ever. Everyone's sort of like solemn, like.
So if you read the name and after seeing name / mark on the paper, I turn to see who I'm going to be working with, and see the goblin the previous morning. I'm like, oh, this really will be an interesting story.
That's so funny.
Free drink. I'm down.
Okay. So they will give you, all drink and food, and you guys will get your fill. While you're there, Willow, the leathersmith will actually bring you your leather.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, I thought I'd just bring it over here to you. I figured this is where you'd be. And he hands it to you. It's really well made. It's really nice studded leather, sort of like the leather. The studs are like leather, like studs. And it's actually really beautiful. Actually, it's well handcrafted.
Wow.
It's really,
That
it's
makes
true
me
artist.
happy. That makes me happy. And I will pull out the rest of my herbs to pay him.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Yeah. And they will. He'll take it and he'll be like, "I hope you enjoy." And then he will leave, and then everyone will sort of clear out, and the constable actually will come back, and he'll be like, "Well, since you're all here," and he brings like maps and things for you to sort of like guide you where you need to go. And he's like, "You're gonna need," and he lays the map out and he shows you the sort of northern mountain where you're gonna go, because that's where the dragons congregate when they migrate this way.
Mhm.
So that's where they went. He's like, "I'm pretty sure that's where they went. So you're gonna need to go up and figure out what's going on, and just sort of report back. It should be an easy in, easy out. You shouldn't have any. There aren't, for the most part, there are no bandits or warlords that sort of survey this area, because it's dragon territory, basically. So, so you're going to want to get a good night's sleep and head out first thing in the morning. We'll get you horses, and we'll get you all the things that you need to get up the mountain. Pack mule if you need one. Whatever supplies you need, we'll get them for you. We appreciate town of Mediterraneus. Truly salutes you for doing this. And then he'll leave that stuff with you, and he will leave. So for the most part, you have the rest of the day to get your supplies together, get your things together, and whatever little things you need to do before you go to sleep, and then wake up early in the morning. You'll wake up right at dawn when the gates open, so you can head out when it's safe. But for the most part, you will take the rest of the day. You'll get your supplies ready, and you'll leave first thing in the morning. And that's where we're going to end the stream tonight, as our party has come together and on their first mission as a party. So
level
next
one,
time,
mind you.
level 1. Simple reconnaissance.
Mhm.
Simple reconnaissance.
If it's so easy, why did no one else volunteer?
Because they're cowards. That's why. So yeah. So that's us for this episode, everyone. Hopefully you'll come back and check with us again in 2 weeks to see the party go on their first excursion into the North Mountain to see what the heck the dragons are up to. So we're going to go around real quick, let everybody kind of tell you again who they are, where you can follow them, what projects they're working on, that sort of fun stuff. So we're going to go in reverse order this time. Well, I say reverse, we all have mixed around a couple of times. So I'm going to go to the end first, and we're going to start with Kel first, with Kieran.
Yep. So again, I'm Kel, also known as the Celtic Wyvern King. You can find me on Twitch and TikTok when it comes to that. For Twitch, TikTok, I don't do as much on there. I need to get better about that. But Twitch, you can find me every Monday, whether it's going to be for Orlea Origins on alternating weeks or Wind Riders of Aria weeks from Orlea Origins. You can also find me on Fridays. On Friday, every other Friday, I'll be at Dinner and a Game for a Walking Dead campaign. Starting here this month, hopefully. And on the Mondays, you can find me on my own channel running my Stargate TTRPG, where I left my team on the Prometheus after the DHD was broken after a monsoon was before they went through.
Very nice.
And if you want to get caught up on it, you can always check my channel out for the VOD. Otherwise, you can go on my YouTube. I need to advertise that more too. Celtic Wyvern King. And you can actually find all the VODs on there as well.
Okay, cool. Taryn.
Hello, everybody. My name is Taryn. You can find me at Fluid Player under most social medias, that being TikTok and Twitch here soon. I'm working on that. Projects will be coming for sure.
Okay. Christian.
Let's see. I play Mint, the quirky little goblin, and I am on TikTok and on Instagram under Temporary Hit Points. I am currently working on a few different projects, mostly digital work and some physical artworks, which I will be hopefully posting soon. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got going on. So that's where you can find me.
Cool. Nick.
I play Varric Wolfspear Vigari. You can find me on Twitch. I am actually going to try and start streaming at NickSan73. You can also find me on TikTok at Professor Hexagon, also on YouTube. It's mostly my TikToks, but I do post some YouTube videos. Yeah.
And you can find him in Kellen's Stargate game.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, the next game's coming up on the 19th. The next Stargate episode. So
yes. If you have not gone
for that.
And if you have not gone and checked it out, you should. It's really good. I go and watch any chance I get. It's super fun. And Lisa.
Hello, Lisa, D&D Winterwolf on TikTok and Discord. I play Willow, Eladrin Druid, and on the first and third Mondays, I'll be here for Origins. On the second and fourth Mondays, I'll be here for Wind Riders of Aria, starting next week on the 15th. Did I get it wrong?
Yeah, it's first and third is Wind Riders, second and fourth is Origins. So next week is the third. Yeah, because we have the holiday.
The holiday threw me off. Sorry.
It's okay.
On the 15th, we'll do Wind Riders, and I'm back with the Origins on the 22nd. I also on Friday, alternating Fridays, next one on the 19th. I'm also in Kellen Stargate campaign. I agree. If you haven't seen it, come check it out. We are having more fun than should be legal.
It is. It's a lot of fun to watch too.
This is going to be a fun. I can tell already. This is going to be a fun group. Y'all have me laughing so hard.
So you should have seen them filling out a requisite support for Mud Boots, especially our Jaffa character and almost Nick.
So funny.
It's so fun.
Cool. And of course, I am Will, our halfling wizard, the maestro of chaos for this awesome group that I'm extremely honored and lucky to have. Again, you can find us here on the Halfling Wizard Twitch channel every second and fourth Monday of the month for these guys and Origins. Come back next Monday and you'll see the premiere of Wind Riders of Aria, an Orlea story, which takes place on one of Orlea's moons. And that's going to be it's set in a sort of steampunk style world. It's going to be pretty cool, and it's also on a brand new TTRPG platform called Surge. We will be basically playing a brand new platform that we're very excited about, and if you want to know more about it, you can in our chat you can see Master Dad YT there is one of the creators of Surge, and we are super excited to be working with him and his team and get to bring Surge to streaming. We're super excited. Cannot wait. You can find me here on Halfling Wizard Twitch. You can find me on TikTok under Halfling Wizard. You can find me on Facebook under Halfling Wizard. And of course, Twitter as well. Please go out and give us a follow if you haven't. Share us with your friends. We would love to get as many followers as we can that wants to come and check out what we've got going on. But until we see you here at Origins again, please make sure you stay safe out there and roll them dice. And we'll see you all later. Thanks for joining us for this Vibe Tribe Halfling Wizard production. Make sure to come back again soon to see what happens next. Right here, where adventure comes to life.